This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
Is everybody ready? This is it.
To me, this is as good as it gets. I mean, we have 45,000 people at a fairground.
Here they come.
It's almost like Oktoberfest. Let's have a big party and go to Delaware.
You know, the fans just go crazy for their horses.
Down the stretch they come.
Any trainer that's in this business wants to win a little brown jug.
It's usually pretty much a highlight of a guy's career.
It's Miller time in Ohio. First elimination of the Little Brown Jug. And here they come. It's Big Bad John on top. Down the backside. Big Bad John leads them by a length. Big Bad John wins the first elimination. 150 to fifth. And here they come for the second elimination of the Little Brown Jug. Up on the outside, Roll with Joe. 3 wide into the turn. Better Than Cheddar has the lead. Not for long. Roll with Joe and Ron Pierce. Backside. Roll with Joe has the lead by a length. Roll with Joe. Better Than Cheddar. Roll with Joe. And here they come for the second heat of the Little Brown Jug. Big Bad John on the inside. Roll with Joe between horses. 3 of them across the track. Into the turn, something for Doc. Opening quarter in 27. 28 and 1, second quarter. And it's Big Bad John. Ron Pierce pops the earplugs, and here comes Roll with Joe. Roll with Joe up on the outside. 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. Big Bad John. Roll with Joe on the outside. Big Bad John. Roll with Joe. Big Bad John. Big Bad John wins the Little Brown Jug. 150. Ed Tell, dream come true.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just so happy that David's here and drove him, and Ron Potter trained him, and my friend Brett Merkel in Florida. We did it.
And Idyllic and David Miller with the lead. Rocklamation second, Swinging Beauty, striking attitude up the inside. Rocklamation comes to the outside with pace. Rocklamation on the outside, Idyllic on the inside. Noses apart, 154.
She's been absolutely unbelievable. Every start this filly's race, she's never missed the top 3 for us yet. She's absolutely unbelievable. She's a dream come true. And she's first crop out of American Ideal, so she's even extra special.
Did this horse have some things he needed to overcome through the spring and summer, or did it just take time for him to mature to get to this point?
A little bit of both, I'd say. He missed the Derby because he had a slight issue with a suspensory. So it was our judgment to take him out of training and just let him heal and really heal. I'm sort of the old school of time, and Dr. Green. So we gave him all the time he needed for that, and then meanwhile he also got a certain break and was able to mature, mentally mature as well. And we saw when we took him after he had been on stall rest for so long and turned him out, he was just, he was just a very, very well organized animal. Nothing seemed to upset him. He was very mature and had it together, it seemed.
Cue camera, Siegel. Tell the viewers who you like.
Well, I'll say this. Bookmaking is illegal in Southern California, or California. But if it were legal, this guy would be taking my money because he hates my best bet. I love my best bet. I like To Honor and Serve in the Pennsylvania Derby. 114 pounds, coming off a bang-up win, a highly rated win at Saratoga against older horses. Bullet work since his last race. Ideal outside post, going to get a great stalking trip. I know he's failed when well backed in the past. and he was disappointing last winter at Gulfstream Park. Maybe he didn't like Gulfstream. I don't know. Hopefully he'll like Parks. If he does, he wins. I like 2 honor and serve. I'll take the 3-1 on the morning line right now if I can get it.
Okay, 2 things. I respect Bill Mott immensely, so you have the right trainer. Second thing, 2 honor and serve has no shot in that race.
I
has no chance. But that means just circle him a winner. Siegel loves him. I hate him. You know he's going to the winner's circle. Give the accolades to honor and serve.
Rattlesnake Bridge has leveled off a bit on the outside. His rally is stalled. And here comes J.W. Blue down the middle of the racetrack. But to honor and serve, inside that final furlong has opened up a 4-length lead. Roller on Ice kicking in with an 8-run. Roller on Ice coming fast on the outside, but he will have too much ground to make up. It is to honor and serve. To honor and serve wins the Derby by 3. Roller on Ice second. Rattlesnake Bridge was third. It is to honor and serve.
With the John Hattinger Stakes coming up, we just thought it was so appropriate to hear from you. You were around the late John for a very long time, and just wanted to hear from you, as someone who knew him so well, what kind of man he was like.
Oh, he was the best. I mean, he was so honorable and so nice and generous, and he cared so much about the horses, and he was just a great man to know.
Inside the final furlong, Go Unbridled and Spa City Princess. Go Unbridled up for the lead. And then Spa City Princess followed by Rogue's Jewel. And they're coming down to the finish. It will be Go Unbridled.
You're watching HRTV Rewind with a week of racing to recap.
Gates closed. They're all set for the filly and mare sprint. And away they go. Maryfield Miraculousness. Maryfield's going to get up. Maryfield Miraculousness. That one's close. What a scintillating performance from Ventura. And Garrett Gomez unbeatable on the day. Informed decision 2 for Julian Leferou. They won the Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint. Dubai Majesty in a race of her own, switches finishing gamely on the inside. Dubai Majesty shifts out late, but it's far too good. A scintillating win by Dubai Majesty.
Starting off with Pomeroy's Pistol, who looks like she's got the right style for 7 furlongs. She'll run 6.5 in the Gallant Bloom. At number 5, we're going to put Tamarin Hall in the lineup here. This is a very talented 4-year-old filly, also with a good style for 7 furlongs. She was 3rd in the Ballerina, but before that, a very impressive winner of the Bed of Roses. At number 4, we're going to list Tar Heel Mom. She's, again, the speedy filly who will probably be on the front end or very close to it in the Gallant Bloom. 7/8, she has won, I think, at 6 and 6.5. 7 might be stretching her limit, but she has won going 7/8, so I'd give her a shot. At number 3, we're going to look at Sassy Image. Now, draw a line through her last race. Obviously, that was not her best performance when she was pulled up at Saratoga. At number 2, we are looking at Switch, backing up in trip. I'm assuming she's going to go here, although John Sadler hasn't necessarily confirmed that. But she ran so well under identical conditions last year at Churchill Downs. Don't think that she will be trying anything other than this race when she returns to Breeders' Cup competition in November. Number 1, however, is, and I think she deserves to be, Turbulent Descent. She has just had a recent first workout in about a month, just a couple of days ago, looked good doing it. She's back in form, back in her training a pattern for Mike Pipey, and she is going to be the one to beat, I would think, at Churchill Downs in this division.
Gallant Bloom,
yes.
How does it have Breeders' Cup ramifications?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Tamarin Hall, Tar Heel Mama, the rest. You'll see a number of these horses come out of the race and run the Breeders' Cup.
Pomeroy's Pistol in front as the field turns for home. Moon Toon Missy fights on, but giving way on the inside. Tamarin Hall. Farther back, Tar Heel Mama is running room. Right alongside her, it's Lovely Lil. Inside the final furlong, Pomeroy's Pistol and Tamarin Hall 1-2. Down to the final 16th. Pomeroy's Pistol's going to do it. Pomeroy's Pistol struts home to a clear-cut win here. Tamarin Hall finishing 2nd. Lovely Lil was 3rd.
The
They've got half a furlong to go. Cryas and Richard Hughes are out in front by a length to Farage and Crusade, but racing to line, it's Richard Hughes and Cryas who take the Somerville Tazewell Stakes. They've got 150 yards to go. Questing is digging deep, still leads by a length. Alcindi with one last late lunge. Alcindi in time. Now they're inside the final furlong. Ransom Note still leads by over 2 lengths to on the far side Poet's Voice towards the near side Premio Loco, but Ransom Note has run them ragged. Here is Lyric of Light. Samitar's lead is down to only half a length. On the outside is Lyric of Light. Samitar is hanging tough. Lyric of Light gets the throat latch. Here comes the line. Too close to call. Was it Lyric of Light? Was it Samitar?
5, 7 and 4. So the Lyric of Light does win it.
Lightning Pearl getting tired. Sunday Times coming hard, but not fast enough. The Cheveley Park goes to Lightning Pearl. Another success for Ireland.
But it is Surpresa who is out in front by a length and a half, driven out by Christophe Lemaire. 3 wins in the Sun Chariot. They've got 150 yards to go. Daddy Longlegs leads now by 3 lengths and up the line. Daddy Longlegs wins the Royal Lodge.
It's tricky, it's an itty-bitty thing, but she can get into all sorts of trouble. She has a mind of her own. Is she tricky?
Yeah.
Does she bite?
Yeah, she bites.
She's behaving today. What's up your sleeve today? What makes it tricky?
The whole attitude. The attitude is there, but if she keeps delivering, it's okay. She loves her pony, yeah. She just loves the company, and it's a little bit of a security blanket for her.
This Shorty?
Is Shorty, and he's in his 20s. We don't know exactly. 22. 22 years old, and he's an ex-racehorse. Dallas is her boyfriend at Belmont, so she's got her she's got her little boyfriends around. The morning of her first race here took me almost an hour to catch her that morning in the stall. And then the day before the Alabama, she almost kicked the car.
It's tricky. It's getting ready to go on the track. Sometimes this is when she causes problems, but she's being a complete lady today. And it's Tricky's coming off the track. And she's being a good girl. What is the most unusual thing that she's done while you've been riding her?
How long have you got for me to tell you?
Have you ever parted ways with her?
Don't say that, no.
You look so innocent standing there. What could you possibly do?
It's closing week, Alyssa.
I'm so sad. I don't really want to talk about it.
Having gone through a riding academy yourself, what advice would you give a young teenager in the Midwest that came up to you and told you that he looked up to you and was interested in getting a start on the same career path? How would you advise him to go about that?
The same thing Calvin Burrell said to me. Get out here as early as you can and visit every barn on the backside and work your rear end off. Calvin, as I said, he's just been the man. He sort of molded me into the rider that I am today from early on when I was loose, hanging off the side of horses and trying to drop people and trying to drop myself. So Calvin's been very instrumental in it, and Robbie, he's just, you learn a lot from Robbie, and he's good rider to watch for any young lad because he's stylish, he's strong, finishes well, so he's just one of them guys,
Larry, it's been quite a meet for you so far. You had 39 winners coming into today. You're 2 ahead of Scott Becker. Have you guys been sort of, going back and forth personally with this challenge?
Actually, it's kind of funny. He's in the barn right next door to me, so him and his assistant and I were always, what do you got in today? What do you got in tomorrow? How many you got in? Scratching. I'm running. But I think he scratched 2 out of his 3 today, so I think I got kissed in.
Sweet. That's awesome. Well done to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
How about a best Louisiana bred ever as we celebrate the Louisiana breds on
Filly
Saturday?
won all those races in a row. Happy Ticket, right?
Many bettors
That's
had a
right.
happy ticket
Right.
every time she ran.
Down to the final 16th. Foreign Girl is pulling away from Raintown. The lead is 2 lengths down to the wire. And Tricky Suspects got a 7-length lead down to the wire. Primarily Peyton trying to fend off Spadra, who comes up alongside and takes charge. The first time starting Spadra. Meanwhile, Miss Maccabee's on track on the outside, and Tough Issy is rocketing down the crown of the course. Here comes Tough Issy to run by them all and run away from them all. Opening up in the final 16th is Tough Issy. From the back of the pack, Lion Warrior, who is at least 15 lengths behind, is coming late. Masculino digs down. Valid from the get-go surges alongside, and Valid from the get-go's in front, coming down to the wire. Expressiano, Tricky and Quick, get into house. Inside at the rail, Tonto 2, 16th to go. Amanes Edioro's begging for the wire, 2-length lead. Expressiano's on track on the outside. Amanes Edioro, here's Expressiano. Amanes Edioro.
So what is Nick Zito, Hall of Famer Nick Zito's all-time favorite Breeders' Cup moment?
Well, you know, I had a couple of them. I think my first one experience when I was in Canada, you know, when they had the Breeders' Cup in Canada. And I had 2-year-old fillies, Storm Song, who became champion. And the other filly I had, Love That Jazz, they finished 1-2. Then I had a horse for George Steinbrenner called Acceptable. He had the outside post. And Boston Harbor just beat him a nose. And then we came back in the world's richest race at the time with Louis Couture's, and Alphabet Soup beat him a nose, but he finished ahead of Cigar. So that was pretty good. We've had a lot of seconds, you know, Lafitte, and a lot of near misses in the Breeders' Cup. But, you know, the Breeders' Cup is the Breeders'. Look at last year. You know, Morning Lion just got beat. Yep. He ran the race, not taking anything away from a winner, but geez, we put everybody away in just the last jump. And then Fly Down, you know, his great third to Zenyatta and Blame and Zenyatta, and that went unnoticed because he was in trouble the first turn. And Trevor Demon said that Fly Down gets checked. He only got beat 2 lengths. So we've had a lot of, you know, terrific Breeders' Cup moments, and you know, the Breeders' Cup, it's great. And now they're going to California, so I'll have to go see my friend Bo Derek, huh? I'll have to hang out with her for a day or so.
Tiznow possessed a flashy resume for his initial Breeders' Cup appearance in 2000.
Strolling home to win the Super Derby by 6.
Yet, he was only 5th choice in the Classic field, which included that year's Kentucky Derby winner, Fusaichi Pegasus, the previous year's Belmont Stakes victor Lemon Drop Kid, and European Dynamo Giants Causeway. But it was Tiznow's day from start to finish.
Giants Causeway and Tiznow battling head-to-head, a heart-pounding, pulsating stretch drive, and Tiznow prevails! Tiznow!
It marked Chris McCarron's 4th Classic victory and tied him with Jerry Bailey for the most wins in the day's main event. It was the first Breeders' Cup for Tiznow's trainer Jay Robbins and owners Cecilia Straub-Rubens and Mike Cooper. Sadly, 3 days after the Classic celebration, Straub-Rubens passed away. Team Tiznow reassembled the following year at Belmont Park. The Colt was just the 6th Classic champion, asked to defend his title.
On the outside, Saki, Tiznow fights on! Here's the wire, desperately close! Tiznow wins it for America!
Until this day, the California bred remains the only repeat winner in the race's 27-year history. Retired after his 2nd Classic win, he quickly established himself as a hot sire. Folklore from Tiznow's first crop was a Breeders' Cup champion and Eclipse Award winner. Standing at Windstar Farm in Kentucky, Tiznow's star progeny also includes a Dubai World Cup winner. as well as one of the leaders of this year's handicap division.
I want to know how you made your way to the racetrack in the first place.
Well, that's funny because, you know, I didn't grow up in a racing family or anything, but always had a love of horses and riding, although I never had my own horse as a kid. But when Steve Cawthon won the Triple Crown on Affirmed, and I was 12 years old at the time, I was hooked. You know, racing just grabbed a hold of me and didn't let go, and so I told my mom and dad I wanted to work with racehorses, and they were, of course, mortified. But my mom had an uncle that lived in Garden City, you know, near Belmont, and so I was able to go stay with him during the summers and walk cots at Belmont while I was still in school.
Wow. What's your favorite part of your job with ESPN?
You know, getting to cover so many great events. I mean, when you get to go to the Kentucky Derby and you're being paid to be there, one of the greatest spectacles in American sports, and just, you know, so much tradition and pageantry to it, and the Breeders' Cup, and allow me to travel and meet many, many wonderful, talented people that are, you know, very successful in their fields.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
We hopped on the expressway and started heading back towards the east end. And as I was getting on the ramp expressway, I could see 4 or 5 clouds start dropping down. So I felt like I actually saw some of the tornadoes or funnel clouds, at least the circulation, start, you know, coming down around that area.
The storm track was going right through Churchill Downs. I mean, you could see it coming, and said, man, this is not only going to hit Churchill Downs, but it's going to hit us.
So often the buildup is worse than the reality, and in this case the buildup could not match what the storm actually was, and you can see the darkening skies.
I'm watching the weather, and they've got, you know, all the guys are in there in the weather, and they said, you know, tornadoes, the sirens are going off, and then there was like quiet, they're all looking at their Doppler and looking at their computer screens, and they said, we have reports of a tornado has hit Churchill Downs.
Off in the Camel Derby. Oh, it's Foxy 4, Van Humpty. Desert Donna took a right-hand turn, then took it to Arabia. Look at Desert Donna, and Desert Donna sprinting home on the outside. Look at Pigeon Toes. Just a model of athleticism as Pigeon Toes and G.R. Carter dominating victors in the Ostrich Derby.